So now what we're going to do is we need to find a way to run the code. So what you're going to do now is on your computer, if you're a Mac, you're going to find the terminal application. If you're on Windows, you're going to find command prompt. So I am going to find terminal right over here. Again, if you're on Windows, you're going to choose command prompt. And I'm going to open it. And you can see that I already have mine open. So what is the command prompt? Well, what we're doing today is we're going to do something called command line coding. So over here, you can see that there's no fancy user interface, unlike over here. There's a lot of nice buttons. This is writing straight to the computer, and the computer will execute the code exactly as you say it. There's going to be no tricks and no buttons that are really fancy for you. The benefit is that when we use terminal, it's not only faster, but we also get the absolute paths for our code, so there's no really way to misunderstand things. The terminal always gives you the truth, or command prompt. So what this means is my computer is called Kyle's Air, and what my account is I'm under the account called Robotics Outreach. Your computer might have a bunch of accounts, mom, dad, sister, brother. Mine has Robotics Outreach. I also have another one called Kyle on there as well, and I have another one called Admin. No need to worry about that. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to figure out what is in this folder. So each account, you can think of it as a folder. And inside this folder, we'd like to see what's in there. So what we're going to do is we're going to type ls if you're on a Mac. If you are on a Windows, you're going to type dir and then hit enter. Obviously, I'm on a Mac, so dir is not going to work. I'm going to click ls. And you can see that inside my Robotics Outreach account folder, there's a bunch of other folders, subfolders, you could say. And I see that one of them is called desktop. Over here, you can see my complete desktop. So what I'm going to show you now is that we can go into the desktop. So we're going to write cd. And inside, we're going to type desktop. So now you can see that it turned into Kyle's MacBook Air on the desktop folder of my account Robotics Outreach. The next thing we're going to do now is we're going to need to run our code. So, how are we going to do this? For example, if you ever wanted to run a car, start a car, first, you need someone to drive the car, and second, you need to know which car you're driving. Perhaps you have a Toyota, a Honda, and an Acura at your house, and you have mom and dad. So if you want to go somewhere, you first have to say, get the driver, mom or dad, and then find the car that you want, or the Acura, Toyota, or Honda. Same thing when we code and we want to run the code or run our car. What we're going to do first is we're going to find out what we want to run our code. There's many languages, such as Java, C, but instead today what we're using Python. So first thing we write is Python, add a space, and we're saying Python. We want Python to run our code. Now, remember how we have to specify which car? We have to specify which file we want. And our file, as you can see over here, is called helloworld.py. It's really important to add .py at the end because that's the file name. Now, when I click enter, you'll see that it indeed does say hello world. Now let's see if I add a second line saying print serendipity is awesome. And serendipity is our group save, for example here. You see that I need to save first, so file, because it has that little dot right over here. File, save. And only when I save, you can see that when I type Python, remember I need to find out who it is, Python, hello world.py, the file that I want to run, then it gives me my new updated part. And you can see here that if I add something else, hi there, if I don't actually write my save as over here, it won't actually pop up. So you have to very closely make sure that you always save your file first, and then it will work. Last thing, what happens if we want to... Okay, sorry, cut over there.